characterize some nanoparticles I made. On today's Nanoscience Sunday, I'm going to be showing you how I analyze my particles after I've made them. Now I'm just looking for the sample I made last week. What I did was I functionalized the surface with polyethylene glycol. This helps the nanoparticles to be more soluble in water-based solutions. I'm doing DLS and zeta potential today, so I need these cuvettes to put my nanoparticle solutions inside. Cut me some slack, I was doing this with one hand, so it's really awkward. I'm just putting a couple cuvettes in my sample box so I can take it to the instrument. I'm adjusting my pipette to dispense a small amount of my nanoparticle solution into the cuvettes. These nanoparticle solutions look white because of the way they scatter light. I'm just pipetting up and down just to make sure everything is mixed before I put it in the cuvette. I'm comparing some non-modified nanoparticles to some ones that I've made several modifications to. So each of these samples is one of those. I make sure to add the nanoparticles to the bottom of the cuvette to make sure they all go into solution when I add water. Now I'm just adding water to bring up the volume because they need to be pretty dilute for DLS and zeta potential measurements. If they're too concentrated, the instrument will think the nanoparticles are larger than they actually are. Now that that's done, and I've made all my samples, now I need to walk to the instrument room. Thankfully it's in the same building because it was pouring today. I just need to walk down this really long hallway. The instrument was at the very opposite end of the building, so I need to walk down this long hallway. Alright, finally made it. Light scattering particle sizing systems. I'm using the instrument right in front of me called the Anton Par Light Sizer. Now that everything's turned on and initialized, now I need to set up a scan. I'm going to do particle sizing first, so I select that option, and then I input all the values that I need to. My particles are polystyrene latex, so I input that. After I give my experiment a name, I then just put in the sample into the instrument and then hit start. Now that my sample is loaded and the instrument doors closed, I then just start my measurement and begin collecting my data. It usually takes a couple minutes, but once it's done, it turns green. Next, I'm taking something called zeta potential. The well for zeta potential has two electrodes on either side, and basically it puts a charge through the solution, and it can tell you the surface charge of your particles based on which way they move in solution. I'm just rinsing it out just to make sure there's nothing left over from previous experiments. It's just water in here, so it's safe to pour down the drain. Now I'm just taking a bit of my sample from the first measurement and loading it into the zeta potential cuvette. It's really awkward to pipette and film at the same time without a stand. I try to make sure there aren't any bubbles in the cuvette, as that will negatively impact the measurement. There's a small bubble in there, so I'm trying to flush it out. I didn't have any service, so I just spun around in the chair waiting for my data to collect. But that's how you characterize nanoparticles.